So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Play action for Miller. Now Watson. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
Now, I know we're only 2 plays in, but after giving up back-to-back sacks, something has to change with the protection, and they can't wait to halftime to make an adjustment.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? A shotgun snap for Watson. In trouble in the balls. And this will be recovered at least by the offense, but he'll be taken down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
And this will be taken at the 13. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 right at the 30. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
This is Coleman. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. Here's Carr. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. Coming in carrying the losing streak, not the start that they were looking for. 3 and out on the opening drive.
So now everyone's looking at each other. And what I mean by that is, who's going to make the right play? Who's going to get us out of the doldrums? Who's going to get us out of this funk that they're in right now? They've got to find someone who will make a play, create a play, and get their confidence moving in the right direction.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. On 2nd down, here's Miller. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Flush to his right. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
So we have to remember this offensive unit, they've been off for the last 2 weeks. Had an open week, and so it might take them a little while to get back into rhythm. I know they worked hard to try and get past that in practice, but practice isn't game speed.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. That's taken on the 25. Nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Here's Coleman, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Get set. White. 734. Yo, Chief.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And put it on the board. It's 6, a touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What, you mean with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
And his kick is no good. It's an early miss. We'll see if that has any ramifications later here as the afternoon wears on. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Get down. 180.
Now Carr to try again after the pick 6. That is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Carr again here on 2nd and 10. And he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And he fires one that's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon, so that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Finding room inside the 40. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Fuller. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
To throw is Watson. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. As his guys are in for 6. And the Texans will extend their lead. Extra point try by Bailey. And when the quarterback drops and has a guy that wide open in the end zone, his eyes have to get just as big as grapefruits.
Oh, without a doubt. This is the easiest throw you're going to get, and you're going to get the benefit of a touchdown on top of it. Make that throw.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So out come the Raiders. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination, but they find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Yeah. Can he put it aside? Let's find out. They begin the drive with Coleman. And some room to maneuver. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Coleman on the toss. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Coleman. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
7:34.
Now they'll throw with Carr. He's going to fire one deep left. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Go Chief. Hey, 7:34.
Now Carr. And for the 3rd time here this half, it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And he's able to get it back here to the 43. Yard line. After the interception, here's Watson going for the deep ball. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
But one thing's for sure, when you've got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Back to the air, Watson on second down. He's letting this one go. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. The Raiders on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. They'll set up a throw. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is will he be able to bounce back in the next one, because right now, this has not been his game.
A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. A quick hitter complete. It's Fuller. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Faking the give. Now Watson. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Aaron Colvin there to make the tackle.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. The Raiders on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
They're going to look to throw. And this is Cook with the grab. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Here now, Johnny Townsend. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 33. And running with power here. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Black, got it out, Billy. Come back, come back.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. In for the score. And the Texans will add on to their lead. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there to take him down and to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Now, lucky 56. Lucky.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he rifles one incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Raiders on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. They'll look to throw. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. Zach Cunningham coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. And it's fielded at the 34. Whoosh. 34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
Richmond. Tiger.
On 1st and 10, Watson. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Texans will extend their lead. So not only is that his third touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these team special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle. He'll look to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there. The former Clemson Tiger, Sharon Peak, was the target. And it'll bring up third down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. On third down, he'll drop to throw. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Come back.
Out of the gun, Watson. It's complete to Fuller. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Deshaun